What up, everybody, man? If you here, you probably already know what this page is about, or you already know. You know who I am. You know the clothing brand. You know the movement. You probably even a part of the Turn to God family. But I did say a long time ago that I wanted to create a YouTube channel and create a community of people to fill people in on the things I do behind the scenes. And just give a little bit more detail on the stuff that I do, from like my designs, where they come from, the process of where I was at. I just wanted to give like more behind the scenes, even reveal more of myself, shoot my walk. Even when I go to pop-up shops, I want to show y'all how, how breakdown is, you know what I'm saying? And even trying new things, I can even motivate people who want to start a clothing brand and really just to connect and have a community, So just to give a little bit more information about myself. My name is Brett. I live in Detroit. My clothing brand is called Turn to God Apparel. As you see, this is like the warehouse right now, which as you can see, it probably is time for us to grow, but in the meantime, I can still fit in this room. So the clothing brand started in the year of 2019. And just to give y'all a little bit of backstory. So I got saved and baptized in 2016. And during that time, I was me and my dad kind of like rekindled with our relationship, and he was teaching me about God. So I started reading the Bible for myself more and more. And during that process, I want to say like a year, maybe even like 2 years, I was kind of like seeking the Lord. So I was fasting a little bit more, praying. And I remember I was on Twitter one day and I seen it was like an account that said turn to gold. And during that mind, when you focus on the Lord, it kind of is, it just everything you think about God, right? So my first thought was like, I was like, man, that'd be sweet if it said turn to God. So that is the origin of how all of this started. I remember I told my dad that he was like, man, you should put that on a shirt. So I'm like, cool. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper. And it's funny because, my dad passed in September 20th, 2022. So during that time, he was more excited about it than me, because I never was really into fashion. I was never really into clothes like that. But I always dealt with the feeling growing up that I wanted to wear clothes that really mattered. And I felt like when people was wearing designer or it would be new brands that would just pop up, to me, it didn't really make any sense. It was just like a name with designs, like, and I guess, whatever people was doing, you had to do that to be cool or whatever, right? But anyway, that's beside the point. For me, I always had a feeling deep down that I wanted to wear something that mattered, that mattered to me, or just that made sense, that had a message on it. And at that time, I wasn't a Christian, so it's funny how everything comes full circle. Like whatever God has for you, He's gonna have for you. So sometimes, like, even when I'm talking to people, I try to tell them, I try to go back to their roots of how they felt about stuff growing up, and then how can we give that back to the Lord and serve God in that, right? So yeah, man. So that's when we started. My dad was up trying to find design. So I'm gonna show y'all the first design that really my dad made. He was messing with some fonts and stuff like that. So during this time, I'm probably gonna let it pop up and I'm just gonna talk over it. So this shirt it's like a black, it says turn the number 2 God shirt. And I wanted to do something different because I felt like turn the TO God was like too plain. And I don't know where the number 2 came from. I was just thinking about the number 2. But it's funny because I remember I was in New York and I was, just walking in Times Square, I believe. It was like, it's a whole bunch. If you ever been there, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And I remember I seen something that said food to go with the number 2. And I was like, I think that was the first time I seen like a number 2 in the middle of some words or whatever, or something like that. So maybe that's where it came from, because that was before my clothing brand, right? So anyway, I wanted to do the number 2. So my dad was playing with some fonts and then he finally got it. And I felt like that was like perfect for the start of the message I wanted to give people, So So yeah, then I ended up taking a risk. I bought 100 of these black shirts. I actually still have some, but they still did really good. And yeah, that was the start of my brand, So I did like some other custom orders and stuff like that, but yeah, man, I just wanted to give y'all some detail on how I started, what was my first shirt, and basically a little bit about the explanation of how this design came about and where it came from. So I think, in the future, today is Monday. I just left my job recently, and I work for myself now. So I think every Monday I'm going to try to get on here and create some type of content because I have a lot of designs that, people have bought from me and stuff like that I want to explain. So the first one, as of today, I just wanted to tell y'all about that. My first design on the black shirt, that I feel like was, even to this day, it means so much to me because my dad actually did two of my designs for me, that I think it will always just be iconic for me. Even if the brand does grow and improve, that will always be a classic. And I think, in the future, I will always maybe just come back and bring that back around. So yeah, man, again, I just wanted to show y'all the shop. I got some new sweatpants in. My website is www.turntogodapparel.com. On all social media platforms, you can follow me at Turn to God Apparel. And yeah, man, if you already a part of the family, I appreciate you for supporting. I appreciate you for in any way that you have supported. If you ever bought clothes, if you ever shared it with somebody, if you ever talked about it, even if you ever liked my stuff, reposted my stuff, to me, that's all support. And, I do appreciate you guys. So, and if you're not a part of the family, man, you can always join. It's always room for a bigger table. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I guarantee I'm going to be seeing most of y'all soon. Even new people, I'm gonna be seeing y'all soon, and y'all just stay tuned because I'm gonna keep producing content. And right here we just give God all the glory. We just try to follow God and let him order our steps. So y'all continue having a blessed day. All right.